Good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California here in Southern California. It's a gorgeous morning, and I'm so happy to be spending some time with you. How about a 320-pound super cow yellowfin tuna? We'll tell you all about that. The waters in Baja California Sur are starting to warm up. The yellowtail getting out of there. But where are they headed? You know where they're headed. We're seeing some big bonita caught offshore out of San Diego, some kelp patty yellowtail, the Independence with the best day of daytime bluefin tuna fishing we've seen in a long while. There's white sea bass limits. There is so much going on here. We'll be back with that and so much more coming at you next. You know what it is. The morning briefing. Before we get started on today's morning briefing, don't forget, if you're headed to Ensenada, you're going to want to give Zeke Casas a call. Only 15 minutes from downtown, but just check out that spectacular view while in Ensenada, Baja California Norte. And if that garage door is giving you a problem, then you're going to want to call your garage door man. That's Joe Welker. Tax problems? Nobody better than our friend Tim Marquez. Tim's been doing taxes for 35 years. Give the tax man a call today. And for your heating and or air conditioning needs, you're going to want to talk to our dear friend John Lopez at Efficient Heating and Air Conditioning. Hey, it really is great to be with you. Thanks again for making time to spend with us here on the morning briefing. You know what time it is. It is time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Man, is that good? And what a beautiful morning it is, and what a lot of great fishing we've got going on, and it's only going to get better here in Southern California. Don't forget, hit that like button, share these videos with a friend, subscribe to the Freeman Adventures YouTube channel, tick that little bell. You'll be notified when there's new content. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. Great to be with you all. Hey, you want to check out the water temp with me right here, right now? I mean, I know it's not the most scientific method in the world, but feels all right. Feels a little cold, but not too bad. Probably up there in the high 50s if I had to take a guess, 58, 59, like that. And with the warmer water, we're seeing all kinds of different fish moving up the Baja Peninsula and here into Southern California. Man, we got a 320-pound yellowfin tuna to talk to you about. Magnificent catch indeed, and so much more. Let me first start with Mexico, because, you know, I like to cover Mexico for a couple of reasons. Number one, I love Mexico, as you well know. We spend a lot of time down there on Freeman Adventures, whether it's sending clothing and medical supplies and sporting goods, or eating great food, or doing shows with my co-host Paulina in Ensenada covering the fishing and so much more. I'm getting carried away here about Mexico. But what I want to talk about, and what I like to talk about Mexico, is so many times it's a preview of what's to come here in Southern California. Down in Cabo San Lucas, the waters are definitely starting to warm up, as they are throughout the southern Baja area. We're seeing more and more yellowfin tuna offshore. We're seeing a lot of sierras. The yellowtail that were once pretty prevalent down there are going to say adios because of that warmer water. It's just too warm for them at some point. They start to move into other areas. Maybe they'll move up into Laredo. Maybe they'll push up here on the Pacific side, is exactly what we are thinking. They'll make that turn around the corner and push up. And we're starting to see some of that Loreto, Mulaje. Really great fishing going on for a yellowtail. In fact, our dear friend Andrew Deal has his kids down there, and they are having a ball in Loreto, catching nice, big grade yellowtail. Absolutely love Loreto. It maintains that sense of a small Mexican town, and it's just such a great vibe there. Wonderful people, great fishing, and a lot of fun. Tim Marquez, the tax man, is going to be down there pretty soon. And of course, we'll follow his exploits as he is destined for a great trip. Good fishing going on there. Dan and San Quintin, we're seeing more and more yellowtail. At times they have wide open yellowtail fishing on the yo-yo iron, and on the surface iron especially, there's a lot of bait fish down there. It's not an everyday occurrence quite yet, but we're still in early spring, and we've seen a lot of great fishing, even in the wintertime down there. It's only 140 miles below the border. And then Ensenada, which is so close. People say to me all the time, how long does it take you to drive to Ensenada? And they're waiting for like 12 hours to come out of my mouth. And I'm like a little over 3 hours. And you're in Ensenada, at least from here in the Huntington Beach area. So it's not a long drive at all. There's a lot of halibut being taken inside the Estero Beach area around there. Some good surf fishing for spot fin croaker down there, although I'll get into the surf fishing in a moment. A lot of halibut, though, being taken. There's some yellowtail, although they've been pretty spotty here lately. We haven't caught a lot of yellows down there in Ensenada. A little bit more bonita, calico bass, sand bass, just starting to switch over to the surface kind of fishing, and plenty of rockfish down there in that neck of the woods. So really good stuff. All right, let's talk long range boats, and we're going to start with the Royal Polaris, as they have a 320-pound yellowfin tuna on board, fishing way down the Baja coast. Great catch for them. We call that a super cow. Remember, a cow yellowfin tuna is defined as a fish 200 pounds and above, and a super cow is a 300-plus pounder, 320-pound YFT on board the Royal Polaris. I don't know how I can get any better than that. All right, on board the Independence, they've had some nighttime fish, but more importantly, they've had some daytime fish. Bluefin tuna. Yes, they're catching some nice bluefin tuna, 15 to 30-pound fish for the most part. So they're not the really big ones, but they're bluefin. And they're biting. And we're going to start moving away from this moon phase, and that could equal some really excellent results. I'm telling you, we haven't seen this kind of a daytime bite for a while. It's been small hooks. It's been lighter line, like 20, 25, 30-pound fluoro maybe at the heaviest. And, of course, choosing a really good hot bait. They got up there on double digits on the bluefin tuna, and they are looking around again here this morning. In fact, who knows? I might talk to Brian in post-production and be able to put an update down below. If not, I'll keep you up to date right here as we go along. So, hey, everybody, 8:10 a.m. I just talked to Captain Brian Pfeiffer on board the Independence. They have 5 bluefin tuna on deck here, 3 hanging at 8:10 a.m. No fish last night, however. We'll keep monitoring it for you all. Really good stuff going on. Hey, I'm noticing some of these wind sailors, or whatever you call them. Put a comment down below for the exact name on those things. Wind sailors, right? Is that what it is? I forget. Anyway, I'm seeing a lot of those around here. Some crazy people say they portend albacore when you see a lot of them. So, all right, really good sign on long range. Huge yellowfin tuna taken, and of course that bluefin tuna on the Independence. And yes, everybody, I know you're listening. We're on the Independence. I can't wait to see you Monday morning, bright and early, right after Easter Sunday. We'll be in line down there to jump on the mighty Independence. Who knows what might transpire before that trip. All I know, it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'll be there to videotape every smiling face with their prize catch on the Independence. Can't wait to do that trip. That's going to be great. All right, let's cross over here into the USA. There's been kelp patty yellowtail, most of it's small fish. I want to say 4 to 10 pounds for the most part. Every once in a while you get a decent sized yellow on the kelps. Not full speed anymore. We did have a couple days in a row where it was really good. The Intrepid had limits of yellowtail on the kelps not that long ago, and then the Polaris Supreme had 205 yellowtail on the kelps a few days ago on a 3-day trip. So there's been a lot of that around. Now the full day boat, San Diego, leaves very early in the morning, then comes back that evening, and sometimes they stretch it out late on the San Diego out of C4 Sport Fishing. They were offshore, and they have been pounding on the big bonito, really big grade bonito. And now with RSW and keeping fish so fresh, I'm telling you right now, bonitas are good eating fish if you bleed them and take really good care of them. They are great sashimi. They make great poke. You can make stupendous ceviche out of them, and they grill up really, really nice. I know you think I'm crazy, but they're really good. Now, the San Diego's out again, and they are starting to look around for some yellowtail. They've caught a few yellowtail on the Kelso. They haven't had a big hit yet. That is coming. I'm telling you right now, I don't think it's going to be all that much longer before we come up with a good yellowtail or two. Hey, I got somebody joining the party back behind me. Hope he doesn't drink my coffee. All right, so again, they're offshore looking around. We're going to keep our eyes on that for you very closely. In fact, the San Diego is talking about switching entirely over to offshore on April the 19th, and then you will not even need a passport when you're fishing offshore. They're going to turn their attention to offshore, looking for tuna, looking for yellowtail, looking for more of those big bonito. We'll keep our eyes on that. The Coronado Islands have been slow. The water's still pretty cold in there, even though the La Nina is been dismissed or canceled, or I don't know how to put it. There's no more La Nina right now. We're in a neutral kind of oceanographic period right now. No warming, no cooling. It's going to stay like this, and that's good right now. We're seeing a lot of anchovy around. We're seeing a lot of squid around. We've had limits of white sea bass, which we'll talk about in a moment, but cooler water at the Coronado Islands has taken us to mostly rockfish here recently. Haven't caught any big numbers of yellowtail. The best score that I can remember was 8 yellowtail on board the San Diego out of Seaforth Sport Fishing. So they're going to go offshore and see what they can do. Plenty of excellent rock fishing up and down the Southern California coast. The Blackfish runs out of Newport Landing. Danny Erickson is a captain out of Marina del Rey Sport Fishing. Danny said, I'm going fishing with the boys on the Blackfish. Take my daughters out. It's spring break. And they had a great trip over to the island. Tremendous fishing for them as they had, heck, they had all kinds of stuff. They had a yellowtail, they had a halibut, they had all kinds of rockfish, calico bass, great fishing on board the Blackfish with Danny Erickson and family. A great family day indeed. And what I ask you is wrong with that? We see plenty of rockfish up and down the Southern California coast. So many times a good rockfish score is dependent on good weather. And just look at that. There's no wind. It's flat calm. It's gorgeous. I surmise from this beautiful scene on the Eastern Pacific that we're going to see really a lot of rockfish here today. You can take landings from Ensenada below the border 70 miles up to Morro Bay and above, and everybody's catching good rockfish and lingcod. So that is going on. We've also had so much squid around this year, as I've been pointing out to you, and the fact that that is a magnet for white sea bass and halibut. We continue to see really good scores on that. The Coral Sea yesterday out of Santa Barbara Sea Landing. They've been all over the fish. They've had really great fishing here recently, and they had limits of white sea bass yesterday. Way to go up there on the Coral Sea. They added 15 lings and a bunch of rockfish to that great score. Really, really good. Our dear friend John Moore, who's a stupendous human being. I haven't seen John for way too long. John was on board the Aloha Spirit yesterday, catching copious amounts of rockfish and lingcod. They had one big fat sea bass on there, so that is good. And don't forget the Island Spirit. She runs out of Ventura Sport Fishing, and she's ready to rock and roll for you. Halibut fishing, looking for sea bass, plenty of rockfish. The Island Spirit has it all for you. We love fishing the Island Spirit. Hopefully that's getting my t-shirt the way it's supposed to. Island Spirit, www.venturasportfishing.com, or you can give them a call at 805-676-3474. Sea bass at Catalina Island. Private boaters have been doing really well. We've seen sea bass at Santa Barbara Island, up in the Channel Islands. It's been pretty darn good here recently. The El Patron is putting new engines in the boat out of Long Beach Sport Fishing. We had a trip on Friday. I think everybody's been contacted. That trip is being postponed. I'll get to you with the new date as soon as I have it. I'm waiting to hear from the boys on the El Patron, but she's getting brand new engines in there, and it looks like it's going to be one heck of a season for the El Patron. So beautiful. Now purring with those brand new engines, and Catalina Island on a daily basis. It doesn't get any better than the El Patron. www.longbeachsportfishing.org get on the El Patron. We're seeing a little bit more surface activity with some bass for private boaters, good sand bass, and some calico bass also, but mostly rockfish here in SoCal right now. We're seeing a lot of great fishing going on. And the surf right here, down there around Bolsa Chica, San Diego area, up there in the Santa Monica Bay, Ventura with a lot of bar perch. The surf is also coming to life. Seeing more yellowfin croaker, some spotfin croaker down there around Bolsa Chica. If you can see that tower in the background, the intersection there is Anderson Street and Pacific Coast Highway. Walk straight out there and cast a worm that you pick up at Big Fish, bait and tackle. Cast it out as far as you can on a 2-hook rig, high-low rig, and man, there's been some nice spotfin croaker here, and this is a beautiful day to be fishing the surf. No question about it. We're lining up for some good days. And don't forget Big Fish Bait and Tackle. You can pick up all the tackle you'll need. They give away a free custom surf fishing rod every single month. You buy the ruler there to measure your catch and upload the photos to their Instagram page, and you're in for the rest of the year. Get your bait, get your tackle, not only for the surf, but for bluefin and marlin and calico bass and trout and everything at Big Fish Bait and Tackle. Say hi from Freeman Adventures. Alex Fishing. Alex Fishing, check out that beautiful calico bass fishing from the rocks down there in northern Baja California. Ozzy Rios. Hey, Ozzy, that is one beautiful flatfish caught on a drop shot, 33.5 inches long. Nice going. Jeff Perea with some nice bar perch, I believe, down there in the Bolsa Chica area. Nice going again, Jeff, and several other great catches here in the surf. The halibut bite is coming on. Lucky Crab lures, also chrome crocodiles, work so well here in the Southern California surf. All right, my friends, it is a gorgeous morning. Man, I'm telling you, get off that couch if you're sitting on the couch. Most of you are running off to work, I get that. But if you get a chance to just go for a walk, more if you get a chance to go fishing, that would be fantastic. Go for a walk, catch a surffish, get on a half-day boat, or join us on the Independence. I know we're sold out, but I'll see you all on Monday for our great 5-day trip. Sounds like those boys are on the bluefin. That's good news. Super Cow, that is a fantastic catch. And we got so much more that we'll be watching for you all day long. And we'll have a lot more long-form podcasts and great content available for you all. Getting into the Spanish language market here very, very soon. We're going to be doing podcasts with Diego Nuno from the Royal Star, with Paulina Varela from Paulina Fishing, and so many other great people. Spanish language, Aventuras del Gringo, Gringo's Adventures, will be coming at you shortly. Hey, have a great day, my friends. Thanks again for joining us. It's beautiful. I hope you get to experience it today. And as always, I hope to see you really, really soon.